Yo, yo, yo. Go, go, go. What's that word, everybody? This your man, Chris Barnes. Back at you with another video. If you like the content, don't forget to hit the subscription button. Y'all know the routine. With that being said, let's get into what we came to talk about. Look, man, we got to talk about 607 going on no jumper and making claims that FYB Jane fell off. But before we speak about that, I want to mention something, and I've been seeing this in the comment section. Look, y'all, I understand y'all been going around talking about I'm looking bad, I'm looking sick, I'm looking unhealthy. Don't worry about how I'm looking as a man, boy. Just understand I look how I look and I do what I do. I'm good, I'm great. And understand this. Not a razor will touch this face. I don't care what y'all say. My beard may make you feel uncomfortable. Get used to it. Because I'm not going to trim it until I'm ready to trim it. Alright? It's knowledge and it's wisdom and it's understanding in these grays for all y'all young punks out there. So nah, I'm long hair, don't care. Alright? And no, I'm not taking off my hat. Y'all know doggone well I ain't got no hair up top. Now look, man, look. Let's talk about the epic fall off of FYB Jane. 607 took to no jumper and he accused Jane of buying fake views, buying subscribers, and the typical Jane not pushing peace, he pushing profit. And I've made this video a million times, you all, about how Jane is a disappointment and how Jane is not pushing peace and how Jane is pushing profit. I've said it so much I sound like a broken record. And you all, I don't mention it as much because I observed that I was talking so negatively about Jane that I decided to just not say anything, because I was always taught if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. So I stopped completely blogging about Jane and I stopped watching the channel, because every time I watched the channel, every time I seen him do something on the internet, I had something to say. However, during that time, you all, he was flagging people channels as well. So it's like, I'm not about to let that man steal my channel because I got an opinion. You know, I heard he accused Lowski of bullying and Lowski channel got taken. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't want to be a part of that either. But look, y'all, 607 is saying Jane buying views, Jane that's fell off. And he said that Jane never pops in his algorithm, so he don't understand how Jane is getting all these views when they make the same content. And typically when you make the same content on your phone, you'll have like similar videos. And he's right. For the past 6 months, I haven't got any Jane feeds on my channel. I thought it was because I was changing my content though. You get what I'm saying? And the more that I was listening to speak about the fall off of Jane, y'all, like, I ain't like it, because I was one of them people that said that Jane was going to be rich. And you know, I still feel like Jane, you know what I'm saying, gonna be rich. But right now, y'all, I had took a double, so I look back, I'm like, let me look at Jane channel to see like if he really fell off, you know. And the numbers are good, you know what I'm saying, the stats are great. But I'm looking at the lifestyle and I'm noticing that, you know, Jane and wore a few of them outfits a couple of times. And I know what y'all thinking. You like, Chris, Negro, you wear the same hat, same t-shirt, and you've been wearing the same FUBU jacket for 4 years. So who are you to say that Jane and wore the same outfit a couple times? Look, you all, at the end of the day, I am just a blogger, all right? An unemployed blogger. Jane is a celebrity to the world, or he presents himself as A-list Chicago blogger celebrity. So for him to recycle outfits as a celebrity, it does scream, maybe I'm not rich. You get what I'm saying? Because I don't know too many rich people that I see with the same outfit. even 600 Breezy, y'all, like I don't see 600 Breezy with the same outfits on. Like when he take pictures and stuff like that. I know that might seem trivial. However, when you get up to those levels of like celebrityism or whatever, like they be looking at that. Oh, I seen you with that on IG. You know what I'm saying? Us common people don't think like that, but rich people think like that. So it's like, man, maybe J-Mane ain't getting the money that, you know what I'm saying, Chicago thought he was getting. And then Unc brought it to my attention. You know, J-Mane is having the same issues that I'm having as a content creator, and that's that everybody outside of Chicago is able to milk the resources and milk the story of Chicago, and we never get a chance to see a crumb or a penny of it. A lot of y'all be like, damn, Chris, why you always looking broke? I'm not looking broke. Think of this as me. You get what I'm saying? Like, I understand y'all might think that I got millions and thousands of views and I should be rich and I'm living this. And nah, bro, like, I am actually from the city of Chicago. And when you from the city, you don't be making money off your story. You get what I'm saying? So, said something and it made a lot of sense. He goes, a lot of times with these Chicago guys, including myself, when I first took off, I took off super quick. A lot of times we take off super quick and then we assume that since we have a strong social media following, that we have a solid brand. And once we feel like we have a solid brand, we switch up and change up, and then we do our own thing, not realizing in the long run that we don't have a brand. See, when J-Mane was hot, when it was hard to get in contact with him, he was making a lot of money off interviews. And 607 Unc said something that made a lot of sense, and now I see why y'all watching it. He goes, anytime somebody making money for now, they're broke. And that's what J-Mane was doing when he was on fire. He was making money for now and he wasn't thinking about the future. And J-Mane tarnished a lot of those relationships that he could have maintained if he would have been more humble. That DJ Vlad interview went terrible. Like, he treated DJ Vlad like the goofy that he was. However, DJ Vlad, J-Mane, you in the field of entertainment, so DJ Vlad can't be a goofy because he got the power over you as far as the leverage, the money, and the influence and the fame. Same thing with Adam. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like J-Mane turned his back on Adam. Seemed like J-Mane turned his back on, say, Cheese. J-Mane turned his back on the G's. And J-Mane started riding the BD wave. God don't like ugly. Dirt got locked up. Now J-Mane don't have any local people to really push how he was pushing. And the Chicago scene is seemingly dead because it's like a bunch of people just started chasing clout and lost sight of the vision as far as like what was going on in the city of Chicago, right? So here's the thing, y'all. I didn't come up here to speak 8 minutes about the problem with J-Mane. I actually came up here because I still think it's a small window of hope for J-Mane to take his career as an entertainer to the next level. And I ain't gonna lie, I was frustrated with J-Mane, you know what I'm saying, because I ain't like how we treated like that Duck situation. So I said I'd never ever get on the internet and try to get that man no more advice, because I understand that he was one of the people that listened, and when he listened, he took it and he took off with it. But I ain't like what he did with Duck, you know what I'm saying. But honestly, like, it's his life. I can't tell that man what to do with his life. But I just don't like the fact that he fell off, because he did. So I'ma just throw my 2 cents in there if it means anything, you know what I'm saying. Like, J-Mane got the potential to really retake over Chicago if he wants to. But in order for J-Mane to re-clout up, see, J-Mane, if you want to really clout up how I think you should clout up, you're going to have to get over your feelings, and you're going to have to tell a story of Fat Shawty, FBG Cash, G Skinny, and Big Dale. Because you know that's what the people want to know. We want to know what you think about that situation. We want to know what you heard, and we want to know exactly how you feel about it. And then once you do that, once you get your clout up, you gotta you gonna have to smooth that over with the G's, bro. Cause I understand, like, it just don't look like you got a good relationship with the people that started supporting you. You got to get back to your roots, like, you know what I'm saying. Like, you really gotta, not even with the G's, like, forget, like, you gotta reconnect with Duck fans, bro. Because we started watching you because of Carlton. And you lost sight of that when you said you was bigger than Duck. Like, you got to really do some soul searching. You got to really reconnect with his fans. Because I ain't going to lie, when you said that, it's like, you not bigger than Duck. Not saying you ain't got the potential to be. But even then, you weren't bigger than Duck. And when you said that, it was like, dang, dude. All the Duck people, like, all the Duck fans, forget Duck family. It's like all the Duck fans, like, rock with you because we seen how much love you were showing to Duck when you first started blogging, you know? And then you said you was bigger than Duck and then flip BD. Like, that's how it looked to us, to the fans. I'm not talking about to the streets. We talking about to the fans. But in order for you to reclout back up, to claim your throne, because you know you a king, bro. And look, in the words of Dale, when I call you a king, I'm saying that because I really mean it. And I don't like for a king to be dethroned by goofies. And you've been dethroned by goofies because you was doing goofy shit by disrespecting the name of Carlton. Straight up, you don't disrespect the name of the almighty Carlton. So you got to fix that, bro. You got to fix that. You need to smooth that over with his fans, bro. You'll never be bigger than Duck. Look, EBT baby Greg, he had to, like, that's like a big gangster, right? Or whatever y'all say. He had to, like, backtrack off what he said about Duck. He was like, a lot of Duck fans had that confused. He had to really talk to Duck fans and, like, explain what he meant when he said Duck was just the entertainer. Duck wasn't really this. Like, Duck fans got on his ass. Duck got hardcore fans, bro. It's this nigga that follow me, bro, that send me all the crazy shit you do when you disrespect Duck. I don't know who he is. He's like, look what this dude did, Chris. Look what J-Mane did. Like, Duck fans really pay attention to you, bro. Like, they watch you. Like, you be under the microscope, bro. People ain't forgot about Duck. Y'all might have, but we will never forget about Carlton. So you got to fix that. For real. And look, you gonna have to we gonna have to hear about that. We gonna have to hear about that story, bro. I know that's your brother. I know, you know, like just as a content creator, forget like the street stuff. I understand like the story about Skinny and all that other stuff, and I know you might not want to talk about everything, but if you really want to solidify yourself as a journalist, as a blogger, as like a staple in the Chicago content creating community, you're gonna have to get real about G Skinny, Fat Shawty, and you're gonna have to pay homage to the top G. And I know it's something you don't want to do because it hurt, but that story, bro, that story is an important story, and that story needs to be told because that story could potentially save lives, and saving lives, J-Mane, is peaceful. Peace and love to y'all. Speaking of peace, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if we're gonna do a live stream. If y'all want to do a live stream on the new channel, put it in the comment section. Let me know. I do got energy, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be up hanging out anyway, so if y'all want to go live, let me know. But I wanted to make this video because I figure I might as well use the platform that I have, even though it's not monetized. But heck, you know, I did not start this off for money. So, you know what I'm saying? You got to start what you finish. So I'm going to catch y'all on the next upload. I love y'all, and when I tell y'all I love y'all, I truly do mean that. I'm out.